Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a really good day and I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Christine. For those of you who follow me and are subscribers, know that I am also on a spiritual journey and I'm very passionate about sharing my ideas and knowledge as I receive them. Today, I would like to discuss an experience on the spiritual journey because sometimes our experiences can be profound and we can be affected spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And it's really nice to share and talk about them. I know for myself, I know that many of us feel isolated at times. So I'm just trying to reach out and share what I know in order to help those who do feel isolated or confused. So I'm speaking today to people on the twin flame path. Whether you have only encountered your twin flame in the energetic realms or have encountered your twin flame in the physical once or several times. But primarily, the people who may resonate with this are usually in physical separation or, or have little to no contact. There are specific signs that can come up, and one that I have heard about from other twin flames and has been coming up in my coaching sessions, and also I have experienced them, would be having dreams or dream meetings. Like type of dream meetings that we have with our twin flame, many of us have these, but these dream meetings or encounters are different. They include other people. They can also include our twin flame, at times with other people. Or in my case, most of the time I have these types of dreams, my twin flame is probably close and nearby, as always, but he's not a prominent feature of the dream. At times, though, he actually is. But the main feature of these dreams are, I could say, karmics or strong connections from my past, meaningful relationships that have taught me things, life lessons. And so, spiritual soul, they could be soulmate dream meetings as well. The people that appear in these are often relationships that were among our stronger connections. Right? For example, family members, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, husbands. We have all, kinds of strong relationships that we have now and we have had. And I want to give an example as I recently just had a dream of my first relationship, which was a very strong relationship. I was a young girl, 18 or 19 years old, and recently this person appeared in my dream meeting, uh, um, just the same way that he always looked, and he was hugging me and I was hugging him and I was forgiving him. And I never had this before. I never even had any dreams of this person before, maybe one in many years. During our relationship, there was some emotional abuse, and I had left him as he became abusive. This treatment continued for a few weeks, and I left him. And then later, about 6 months later, his mom and he approached me and asked me to come back because he was making improvements in his life and making great efforts to live better. And although I could not, I was still pretty much traumatized by this hurt, this wound. Um, Although 6 months after that, as we were very young and very connected, I did want to give it another chance as mom spoke to me again at that time. So I went back and I have to say things were okay and I know that he loved me as best as he could at that time. And I do have to say, unfortunately, though, some behaviors came back and I had to wind up leaving again. And this time it was for good. This relationship was basically a scar on my heart for a while because it was my first love. But I stopped carrying hostility and anger after some years. So this dream came to me as a surprise, as recently I have been dreaming of people in the past. But, I was feeling a lot of forgiveness for him in my heart. And this, in my experience once again, and my intuition, also talking to other twin flames, this certain type of meeting is that it can be quite linear. Um, Even though it's in a dream state, it's not that abstract. It's conversational. Usually with profound or deep emotion felt or known as you just have knowledge as you're in the dream. And this is what I call a clearing karmic dream. In the word karmic, some of us are not thrilled with that word. I am referring to connections that we have had or we have that can teach us, change us through pain and love within these connections. I may make a video on karmic relationships soon. So when it comes to clearing karma, I have heard some in the collective right now are actually experiencing more of these and actually experiencing actual cleaning in the room, which is kind of funny, um, but significant. I have persons tell me that they had a vision of a bottom of the broom, where the brushes. That's what they saw, and the broom was kind of sweeping up crumbs and paper and dust. And they are on a they're spiritually awakening right now. So I do think it's kind of interesting. I had a dream meeting with my twin flame. We were having many meaningful conversations sitting on a couch in some kind of living room, and he was actually guiding me with his words and gestures toward union or reunion, and it pertains to another one of my friends, a friend from my past, that always brought up issues for me, issues of insecurity, trust. And within this meeting that we were on the couch sitting together, there was some space in between us. And the girlfriend that I had, a friend from the past, she was walking back and forth um, past us, and I was looking at her and I was thinking, can I be myself right now? Can I show affection to him, the one I love? And he was taking my attention and he was just saying, look at me, and kind of waving at the person, just don't look at her, look at me. And he was urging me to look at him, concentrate on him, and show all the love that I want. So I did. I was kind of, being playful, being happy, concentrating on the love. And then he sat closer to me when I did this. Then the friend walked by again, and I did it again, and he moved even closer. And then a third time, and he moved so close that he was squeezing up against me. Well, this was a very beautiful twin flame dream meeting. So, in effect, he was telling me, as I clear these karmic thoughts, old belief patterns, he, the twin flame, self-love, ultimate love, can get closer to me. I thought it was quite beautiful. That And just on the side, I will be creating separate videos about particular dream meetings that I have had, and will probably go into much more detail about this one and more. So, in this video, though, I am just talking about clearing. After this part of the dream meeting, I had left him to go to another house. It seemed a familiar home, but there was an older woman who was not familiar, and she was asking me why I was vacuuming. At that time, as it was 1 in the morning, I finished vacuuming and was putting the dust bag into the garbage, and my twin flame now, in this part of the dream, came up the stairs from the basement of his house and was in the process of waking up, literally stretching arms out, and he was walking up the stairs, groggy and sleepy, and he stretched, and when he was in front of me, his arms extended, reached around me and hugged me, and this continued to a second part of our dream meeting and intimate conversations. So the point that I am making now is that I was really seeing myself cleaning, vacuuming this house and rooms, and dumping bags into the garbage. And I feel I was clearing my karma in this dream. And then so beautifully, when my twin flame climbed up the steps, waking up. That's another thing. He's waking up, ready to talk and love me after I put the bags in the garbage. I noticed that I am dreaming and hearing about others who are also having these clearing dreams or visions like this. I feel that this is going to be an ongoing pattern. There may be stages of clearing past wound energy in the collective. This is probably in order to bring in forgiveness and unconditional love. And of course, in order to move us forward. Maybe the more spiritual twin will experience more dreams like this, or either have them more often or remember them more often. And then maybe the masculine energy, the guy or the girl, doesn't matter, who has masculine energy and chose a more earthly experience, may still have these types of dreams because it is involving the subconscious at night. So even if we are less aware during the day about the spiritual process, they could experience these in the opening, in the dream state. So, but they, again, both masculine and feminine energy, they don't necessarily remember every dream, but some do. And I happen to have often these experiences, all kinds of meetings, and remember many of them. In my dream meetings and visions, which is why I am creating separate videos on this subject. So please share all or any dream meetings if you wish to, as this is also a big part of my intuitive ability on this path, as I receive much information in the energetic realm, in sleep or meditation. So my research consists of dream life of the twin flames, or if somebody is not on the twin flame path and they are on the spiritual awakening path, that is also definitely would be interested in hearing about dreams in all these cases. That's fine. So it's a big part of my work within the spiritual journey. It doesn't have to necessarily be just twin flames. So back to these karmic or clearing karma dream meetings. As I mentioned, this could be people in our relationships from the past or the present. Included in mine were often friends from the past, best friends. And we're usually walking to college, maybe driving different places, but, usually talking. And as I said before in my example, forgiving each other, basically. Just having a really nice time together. Usually this is the way the dreams happen. Um, and they also move in a linear manner. Even though it is in the dream realm, it is not very abstract. So, um, it's not very abstract and it moves in a linear way. For any of you who are experiencing these, dream meetings with people from the past and old wounds coming up, strong connections in the past and present, I encourage you to keep a dream journal or an art dream journal. This is important. I don't think it can ever hurt to do this because you never know how many you will have and for how long. So it's always nice to be able to refer back. And for me, any journal that I have kept has been good validation for me because sometimes you forget. So many things come to you that you can just forget day to day or week to week. And if you look back, and sometimes it's just really astounding on what has happened, in your experience. So sometimes also I want to mention that going through this process could disrupt, a steady sleep. So that if this is the case, and if you feel like you need extra rest during the day and you have a chance to nap, I would encourage you to do that. Always listening to our body and mind at this time and every time really, but during this kind of awakening, any kind of awakening, it can be tiring. So it also can actually excite and energize you when these changes are happening. But it's still important to remember to try to keep a good sleeping and napping kind of schedule. And rest. If you can't actually sleep, rest also. So, I think that is very important. So, I also think that when it comes to clearing these energies and emotions, this can also affect what is happening during waking time. And what I mean is maybe as we are clearing these old belief patterns or insecurities or things like that, we might be putting more value on ourselves. We might be connecting more with ourselves and not able to any longer tolerate certain behaviors from other people in our lives or setting boundaries with certain relationships if the energy is not, more pleasing or harmonious, and even at times choosing to be alone to cultivate a stronger relationship with ourselves and therefore with our counterpart as well if we are on the twin flame journey. So I hope that this reached at least a few people or even one person, that this helped even just a little bit. And please share your comments, share your thoughts, any kind of experiences that you're having that may be confusing or difficult. I really try to look at my comments all the time, but I don't always get a chance to respond because I like to give it special attention. I don't want to just rush, as I respond. So if it takes a while, I do apologize, but I am doing my best to try to do that, to respond to everyone. But thank you so much for leaving comments and sharing. And thank you if you subscribe and like this video. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I wish everybody had the rest of a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Okay. Bye.